welcome back everyone, welcome back to A Golden Way. We have several new things to do, but let's explore Mr. Merrick's amazing office. Kind of, showy, but okay. And he puts us in a cramped office space with 6 other people, and he gets this. The ornate hexagonal bench looks as though it would be better suited to a sultan's harem than a real estate office. I agree, it's kind of mindless spending, isn't it? The Quiet Pond by Robert Byron. A serene landscape, but you wouldn't hang it in your living room. Yeah, pretty much. A lot of paintings. It seems to be an artist's rendition of a tall tower. The plaque identifies it as La Giralda in Seville, Spain. Anything else to talk to you about?
George? Yes, Alfie?
Alfie.
How's everything coming along?
Wonderfully. Thank you for asking. Clearly you can see progress by way of the new office, but we're also expanding to larger projects. I've got my head architect designing a luxury pool, and our largest project is in the initial phase.
What exactly is this mysterious project I keep hearing about?
It'll be announced soon. I just need to iron out some details. But it will be worth the wait, I can assure you.
It better be. I don't much care for the luxurious pool. Another mindless spending thing.
I'm having a bit of trouble thinking of a suitable spectacle for you.
Put yourself in the shoes of the tourists. Remember that what we're selling here is not land. It isn't just a piece of ground on which to put a house. What we are really selling is romance. The stars and the moon, the tropics, the wind off the blue waters, and the perfume of flowers that never grew in northern climes. You need to find something that will excite them even more than that.
That's all for now.
Jesus, I think it's such a tough business to be a salesperson. I prefer dealing with machines. Did you give me something? You read the telegram, which has been sent from your brother, Beauregard. Nice name. Alfie, mother informed me of your success in Florida. Have come to Miami to visit you. Had no personal contact details, so sent message to your office. Meet me for lunch at Gables Diner on Aragon Avenue. Looking forward to seeing you. Beau. He folded up the telegram and tossed it away with mild annoyance. How like Beauregard to just show up when things are going well for you. Still, as he is your brother, you make a note to meet him for lunch. Alright, so we have to meet our bro. Anything else to look at? Very majestic office. I really don't like it. I like more minimalistic designing. Alright, anything in here? I haven't been in this section. Oh, wow. You really wouldn't tell that it's such a big, majestic building from our workstation. That must be our car, though. Very nice, very green, I like it. It lives! Alrighty then. Sales office. Diner, Dammer's Demo, Miami Men's Club. Oh, we can still go to the club for some reason. Let's go meet our bro and just get it out of the way. That looks like some delicious key lime pie. I love key lime pie. I love anything mint and lemon flavored.
There he is! Beauregard, how nice to see you.
Oh, why so formal, Alfred? Aren't you glad to see your brother?
Of course, I just wish I'd had a bit more of a warning is all.
Oh, come on. Who needs warnings with family? Anyway, let's have a seat. I was about to chew my own arm off waiting for you.
You guys don't really look alike, but that's fine.
So, tell me what you've been up to.
Oh, you know, this and that.
I'm working on an assignment at the moment.
Oh yeah? What?
I've been put in charge of finding a spectacle to sell lots to people coming in from out of town.
No kidding. Sounds like fun.
It's not fun, it's work.
So, who's to say work can't be fun?
You've never worked a day in your life, Beau. How would you know?
Are you gonna start with that baloney again?
Fair point. Anyhow, I have yet to find anything suitable.
Well, if it helps, I overheard that guy over there talking about how his wife was a wing walker or something. Might be something worth looking into.
You know, it just might. Thank you, Beau.
A wing walker? You know, the first thought I have to what that means is a person that walks on the wings of a plane. I might be wrong, but that's what it sounds like to me.
I've been doing fairly well, to be honest. I managed to get hired by George Merrick my first day down here.
Well, ain't that just the berries? That your heap out there?
Yes, I was given a company car this morning.
Hate to imagine what company it's been keeping.
What's that supposed to mean?
I just figured a high-profile guy like Merrick could afford something nicer, is all.
I think it's very nice. Thank you very much, Bo.
Why don't you tell me what you've been up to?
Not too much, really. I've kind of been in a rut, to tell the truth. I feel like I could use a change.
Why don't you go to work for the company?
Morris is still peeved at what happened with you. He hasn't been very receptive.
Oh. Look, about that.
You don't have to explain yourself, Alfie. I know you couldn't possibly have done what he says you did. Whatever really happened, you're better off having left that place.
Thank you, Bo. I appreciate your support.
Thanks, bro. I really was framed.
It's been great catching up with you, Bo, but I really should get going. How long are you planning on being in town for?
Well, actually, I was considering moving down here too.
Really? You're gonna leave Mother alone?
She'll be fine. She's got plenty of friends in the neighborhood. Besides, it's gotten to the point where I'm feeling like more of a burden than a help.
And she's actually letting little baby Bo come down here on his own?
Knock it off, will ya? She doesn't mind it so much knowing you're here. Anyway, I'll be here if you get any more time off today.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Alright, bro. We're gonna be best pals, you watch. Or, you're gonna get into a bunch of gambling debt and I'm gonna have to get you out of it. Either way, nice to have our bro. Always nice to have family around.
Pardon the interruption, folks.
Huh? Oh, what can I do for you?
Pleasure to meet you, sir. And madam. My name is Alfred Banks, but please call me Alfie.
How do you do, Alfie? The name's Richard Burns, but everyone calls me Curly.
Curly.
There's my wife, Mabel Cody.
Pleasure's all mine, Mr. Banks.
Pleasure's all
Are you
mine.
folks from down here originally?
Nah, we're just traveling around with our act.
Your act?
Sure, ain't you heard of Mabel Cody's Flying Circus?
That sounds amazing. Please tell me more.
I'm afraid I haven't. Please, tell me about it.
Why, it's the most exciting and daring show you'll see all year.
Sold.
We got a biplane which flies unbelievably low to the ground, and Mabel walks across the wings.
Nailed it.
We've been touring all
Completely
across
nailed
the
it.
state, impressing
I knew
crowds
it.
in the hundreds.
Sounds exciting. Are you for hire?
Always. Who's interested?
Have you ever heard of George Merrick?
The guy who's developing this area? Sure.
Well, he's in need of a spectacle to entertain crowds he's planning on bringing in from out of state. I think your flying circus would fit the bill perfectly.
Sounds good. But don't forget about our little issues, Curly.
Of course.
Is there a problem?
Well, a couple, actually. But really, they're more minor setbacks than problems. Our pilot just quit to get married, so we haven't got anyone to fly our plane. Then there's the plane itself, which got a bit damaged during the last show. And of course, the small issue of requiring payment in advance. But we can still talk business. These are just minor setbacks that can be easily resolved, I'm sure.
Yes, of course. I'll just get a pilot and a plane, and your advance payment. I mean, pilots and planes are like a dime a dozen in 1922. No, they're not.
You say you haven't got a pilot?
Well, at the moment, no. Like I said, our guy quit last week.
I heard there's a pretty good pilot in town, but we haven't been able to get a hold of him.
Oh, yeah, the Flynn or something like that. If we could get him on board, that would be just ducky.
Ducky. That would be just ducky. I love that. I love everything about this game.
What's wrong with your plane?
Nothing too serious. It's being worked on right now. The mechanic said it should be ready by next week.
I don't know if Mr. Merrick wants to wait that long. Where's the plane now? Maybe I can see about speeding up the process.
It's over at the airfield near Granada Boulevard.
I think I have to go there anyway, right?
About your payment.
Of course, of course. Our fee is $50 up front. That gets you a full show which lasts 30 minutes.
I'm afraid I haven't got that kind of money on me. I'll have to ask Mr. Merrick about it.
Sure, not a problem. Just let us know when you've got the dough.
$50 up front in 1922. Is that a lot of money? I really don't know.
I appreciate your time.
No sweat, pal.
Alrighty then. Anything else I can do in this lovely diner? Beauregard Banks, that's a bro. Can I go through this door? I don't need to use the restroom. It's a black and white photo of what looks to be some city up north. Perhaps the owner of the diner often feels homesick. I know what you mean, buddy. Alright, let's get to our other engagements. What else do we have? Oh, the airfield. I just want to do Dammers' thing. Because I like him. Ooh, nice. What's up, dude? Model carts. Doc's old wagon still looks as tacky and garish as it did the first time you laid eyes on it. To be honest, I didn't think you worked in real estate. I thought you were like a traveling circus with this kind of design.
So what's this all about?
The future, my boy, the future!
And what will I be doing exactly?
You're going to be my plant in the crowd, but there's one last thing I need before we're ready to go.
What's that?
I seem to have misplaced my model streetcar, or maybe I left it back at the sales office. Could you go have a look while I finish setting up?
I'm on it.
Okay. I don't think it's gonna be that easy as just picking up the forgotten model car. There has to be some quest involved, but we're gonna get it. Yo, Wilson, have you seen a model car lying around?
Got a moment, Wilson?
Of course, Banks. What can I do for you?
What can I do for you?
Say, you've been around all morning. Did you happen to notice a model streetcar on Doc's desk?
Oh,
Is something wrong?
What did
Banks,
you do?
you have to promise me you won't say it.
You
All
broke
right,
it.
Mum's the word. What's the problem?
When Doc left earlier, I noticed the model streetcar on his desk. I went to get it so I could go after him and let him know he left it behind. But I accidentally knocked it on the floor and, well, the little antenna it had on it broke off. I feel terrible about it, but there's nothing I can do.
Oh, is that all? Don't worry about it. Let me have the model and I'll see about fixing it. And don't worry, Doc will be none the wiser.
Thank you, Banks. I owe you one.
See you around.
You broke it. A small yellow toy streetcar. It seems to be missing the antenna at the top. So we have a quest to get some glue. Alright, alright. Well, I'm not gonna tell Doc Dammers about the damaged streetcar just yet. I'm trying to protect Wilson as much as I can. So let's go to the airfield, and then we're probably gonna go to the men's club again. Judging from the enormous letters painted on the side, this appears to be a Mabel Cody's biplane. Oddly enough, it seems her name has been misspelled. You notice there's a considerable chunk missing from the plane's rudder. Rudder. Well, that's going to be an issue. How you doing, Mr. Mechanic, sir?
Hello there, my good man.
Yes, sir?
Curly and Mabel sent me to check up on things. How long before this beauty is up in the sky again?
Shouldn't be more than a week. I'm kind of stuck waiting right now. There isn't much else I can do at the moment.
What is it you're waiting on?
I have 2 parts on their way. One's a piece for the rudder, and the other's a magneto for the engine.
A magneto, you say?
What about this magneto you mentioned?
The magneto for the ignition is damaged, and I'm waiting on a replacement to come in.
What sort of engine is it?
Curtiss OX5. Fairly common engine in these types of planes. Some boats, too. Unreliable piece of junk, really. But they mostly get the job done.
Any idea where I'd be able to get one?
Ordered from the manufacturer, like I did. Aside from that, any place where there's lots of planes or boats would have them in spades.
I think that gives me an idea. By the way, where is the magneto usually found on the engine?
Right at the bottom in front. Can't miss it.
Alright. I have no idea what those things are, but apparently he has an idea on where to get one, and I really don't.
How badly is the rudder damaged?
See for yourself. Looks like something took a bite out of it.
So what are you waiting on to fix it?
A new rudder top. Should be here in a few days.
Is there anything that might be used as a substitute?
Any decent-sized wooden plank would do in a pinch, sure.
It doesn't sound particularly safe, though. I don't want to have deaths on my hand.
You look awfully young to be an airplane mechanic. How long have you been doing this for?
6 months next week. But I've been working on planes since I was a kid. My father was an airplane mechanic during the war, see? So he taught me everything he knew.
That's pretty useful. We talked about everything,
I'll
so
let you
See,
we have an amazing amount of fetch quests right now.
Would you mind terribly if I borrowed one of your wrenches?
not as long as you bring it back, I don't. I can't say I blame you for wanting to borrow it. That clunker looks like it needs to be serviced pretty soon.
You're my favorite type of NPC, the kind that just lets me take his tools. I love you. You're no pilot, I know. Alright, so we can't really do anything for the heaping pile of junk right now. But we will. We're probably gonna get some materials that will make it really dangerous for it to fly. But it's gonna be fine. No one will die, I'm pretty sure. Like, 80% sure. More like 75, depending on the wind. Alright, so we have this Dinner Key Marina. Alright, so we're gonna get some parts from here. But I just want to go here first, because I want to know why we still have this location. Hello? You're not taking my hat today? Oh wait, I have no hat. Hey, you look like a pilot.
Begging your pardon,
Yeah, what is it?
Are you a pilot?
I feel this may be a silly question on my part, but are you a pilot?
Guilty as charged. Zachariah Flynn's the name, but everybody in the know calls me Flyboy.
In the know?
Sure, anyone with half a brain's heard of my heroic deeds during the war.
Well, would you like to join a circus?
I suppose my brain must not be intact, because I've never heard of you.
Well then, allow me to enlighten you. During my first campaign, I was in a total of 57 dogfights, and I won every single one of them. I racked up 200 enemy kills and earned 17 Medals of Valor. Then I started my second campaign in 1915, where
This guy really enjoys talking about himself. You find your mind wandering to somewhat more interesting subjects. He reminds me of Gilderoy Lockhart from the Harry Potter universe. Roughly 20 minutes later.
So that's basically a summary of my accomplishments.
Oh, yes. Fascinating.
Yeah, of course. You're a very respected man.
I have a business proposal.
Want to join the circus?
Oh yeah?
I'm in need of a pilot for an air show that's being put together. Would you be interested?
That all depends. What's it pay?
Nothing.
That's a detail we can negotiate later on.
And what exactly happens in the air show?
Death.
You fly the plane, and Mabel Cody does wing walking and other stunts.
Mabel Cody, eh?
Yes, of Mabel Cody's Flying Circus. They've been touring all over Florida.
Sounds interesting, but I have one last question. Why on earth would a pilot of my skill and fame want to work for some podunk air show?
Because it's being sponsored by George Merrick and his Coral Gables project. Surely you've heard of that.
Of course, can't throw a rock in this town without seeing ads for it. He seems to be getting lots of people interested.
He is. Just think of what all those people will say when they see you in the show.
Okay, I'll be your pilot, but on one condition.
What's your condition?
I want to be the star attraction of your show. You'll have posters, right?
I would assume so, yes.
Right. I want them to make me out as the star.
I see. Any other requirements?
Well, now that you mention it, I want people to get excited when they hear my name. Also, the colors should make people think of the sky, like a sunset during a dogfight. And finally, I think they should be a manageable size so we can sell them to people and they can put them on their walls in their homes.
I'll see what I can do.
You are such a modest man.
What's your condition?
I want to be
Okay,
the
we
star-
already...
Right.
Okay,
Well,
fine.
I want also... And
Fine, we get it. You're okay, we'll get massive posters of your face, even though it's mostly about the circus.
Are you a new member here? I've never seen you around.
No, I've just been away for a while. I don't know if you've heard, but there was this little thing called the Great War.
Sure, but that was 4 years ago.
I had other things to do before visiting this fair city again. When you get to be as famous as me, there's a lot of demand for your presence.
Alright, you did things in the war. Good for you, man. Good for you.
I'll see you later.
Take care, Mac.
You take care, Mac. Not to interrupt, he's still reading?
Hello, Meeks.
Thanks, it's good to see
Hey,
you.
we can talk to him now. Sort of.
Hello, Meeks.
Thanks, it's good.
At least we're getting a sentence out of him now. I think it's an improvement in our relationship. Alrighty, what other locations can I go to? and collect more quests, because I don't have enough right now. Look at that tiny little man. He's so tiny.
Welcome to the Dinner Key Marina, sir. Please let me know if I can be of any assistance.
Can I strip this boat of its parts? Or plane? It's a plane.
Hello there.
Fine day for it. What can I do for you?
Ahoy and matey and all that.
Don't you get uncomfortable standing out in this heat wearing dark clothing?
You get used to it after a while. And besides, there's a nice sea breeze that comes in every so often. Keeps things cool.
I suppose there are worse places to be standing around.
Yep, that there are.
This marina doesn't seem to have many boats.
Yes, well, hasn't been a commercial marina very long. It was taken over for naval operations during the war. But we're steadily getting more people coming in. My guess is people will be fighting for space within the next year or so.
That's certainly an interesting contraption at the end of the dock there, isn't it?
What, the hydroplane? Yes, it's definitely something to look at. It's been docked there for quite a while now. I actually can't remember seeing who brought it in. Shame, really. I'd like to ask the owner about it. Really quite a fascinating piece of machinery.
I'll just be on my way.
Have a nice day, sir.
Really quite an interesting piece of a rusting old bucket. You don't know the first thing about flying, okay? Floating in the water is what appears to be a hydroplane. You've heard of these, but have never actually seen one before. Can I strip it of its parts? Someone has moored their yacht here. It looks as though it might have set the owner back several $100s. Okay, so $100 was a lot of money in the 20s, I guess. The large boat sways gently in the sea. It looks like it might be used for commercial fishing. Gigantic boathouse serves as a mooring area for larger vessels, or for those who want to stay out of the elements. You can't see any way of entering, okay. So what do I do with you, per se? Oh, I can bypass him. Can I do something in here? A wrench. Perfect. There's nothing on that part of the plane you need. What about another part of the plane? Odd plane. Anything? I imagine it was a good source of parts that I might need. What about keying this? You are unable to see how using that would be helpful. I don't know, just bash it in. What about the boat? What about the guy? You don't think he'd want that? It doesn't matter what he wants? Okay, so no idea what to do with this area yet. Where should we go next? Well, I can talk to Miss Rogers about getting those posters done of that pompous prick. So let's get that done.
Could I bother you a moment, Miss Rogers?
No bother, Mr. Banks. What can I do for you?
Ms. Rogers, I'm on a special assignment for Mr. Merrick, and I need to design a poster.
Sure. What will you be needing?
But I need a few specific design elements.
Just tell me what you need and I'll prepare a mock-up for you. What are you going to want to put on it for the name?
Daredevil Flynn's Flying Circus of Doom. Okay. Flynn Flyboy. Definitely. He wants his name in it. Flyboy Flynn's Fantastic Flying Circus. That's a lot of F's. F's. It's like FFFFC. Although I like Daredevil as well. I wonder if there's a right answer for this. To be honest, I like a good name with a nice ring to it, so Flyboy Flynn's Fantastic Flying Circus does the job for me.
I think Flyboy Flynn's Fantastic Flying Circus will be good.
That's a mouthful, but it does have a nice ring to it. So what color scheme are you going to want?
He said something about a sunset, so I think orange and blue, or orange and red. I think orange and red is more sunsetty.
Orange and red.
Okay, and how big are we going to print these?
Oh dear. Ooh, that's very precise measurements. I think 8 by 10 is a bit small, isn't it? But you would get more out of them. I think this would be a little bit too big. I think this is enough for, people to buy and put his face on their walls. But not too big, and not too small. Just right.
About a standard poster size, suitable for framing.
Right. Give me about 20 minutes and I'll have a mock-up designed for you.
That's a really fast processing
There you
time.
are.
Thank you.
Jesus. How did you do that in 20 minutes? Let me see. Can I see it? It's a mock-up poster you had designed for the air show. It reads Flyboy Flynn's Fantastic Flying Circus. That is a mouthful. Final to be... Okay. Do I have to show this to Flynn? Maybe. Yo, Flynn. I got you this amazing poster.
Begging your pardon,
Yeah, what is it?
I've had this poster made up for the air show. What do you think?
Let me see that. Well, this name is no good
Oh,
for
come
a start.
on.
Nice colors. Exactly what I was thinking. And what's this little number on the side here?
That's how big the final print size will be.
Of course, that's perfect. Hate to say it, but this poster ain't no good. Let me know when you've got it looking more like I want.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Just the name? Fine. You want it flamboyant? I'm gonna make it so flamboyant, people are gonna be seeing your face in their nightmares.
Ms. Rogers, I'm afraid I need to ask you to redesign this poster.
It's fine, Mr. Banks. Just tell me what you need. What are you going to want to put on it for the name?
Daredevil Flynn's Flying Circus of Doom.
How does Daredevil Flynn's Flying Circus of Doom sound?
To be honest, it sounds ridiculously over the top.
I know.
But I guess it's exciting. So what color scheme are you going to want?
You have to appease the client in the end, right?
Orange and red.
Okay.
Okay, the rest are gonna be the same because he was pretty happy with that. Hey look, I made you sound even more ridiculous, Mr. Flyboy.
Begging your pardon,
Yeah, what is it?
I've had this poster made up for the air show. What do you think?
Let me see that. Nice name. I like that. Nice colors. Exactly what I was thinking. And what's this little number on the side here?
That's how big the final print size will be.
Of course, that's perfect. Well, this is just the bee's knees. People are gonna love this show.
I'm glad you approve. Does this mean I can count on you as the pilot?
Sure, just let me know where and when and I'll be there.
Perfect. We got ourselves a pilot. Finally. Ooh, radio. A small radio sits on the counter. You're glad they've finally gotten one in here. Ooh, evenings must have been so dull without some music.
Hello, Meeks.
Thanks, it's good to see you.
Always great to see you, Meeks. Always great to see you, Meeks. You're my favorite. Sometimes we never talk and it's great. Hey, so, this happened. The model streetcar isn't quite ready for action yet. Also, I have to fix it. I don't have to tell him the truth. Alright. Let me look at the trees first. They're glorious. A pair of royal poinciana trees provide some shade to the area. We were impressed with the flamboyant colors of the flowers, which provide an appropriate complement to Doc's wagon. I agree. Well, I'm gonna figure it out in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching.